Court is now back in session. Host having business before the court draw near. The Honorable Judge Simpson presiding.
And my apologies about my tardiness for the 12 o'clock call. Court does call the case of Scio Farms versus Elizabeth McClellan.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, Palace Law, on behalf of the plaintiff.
And where is she?
I see her back. She might be asleep. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, there she is. Oh, she just dropped, did she?
She turned her video off, but she's still here.
Okay. Oh, there she is. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm used to getting used to the Zoom.
Okay. Yeah, me too. All right. Okay, where did you go to the Ann Arbor Housing Commission? I think that's where we were the last time.
No, I did not. I'm going to borrow the money from a friend and have everything paid off, including September's on the 5th.
On the 5th of September?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Dornbush, I don't know how much is owing.
Your Honor, through August, actually, no, I think this does include September. Total due is September $2,713.23. Let me just take a look at the ledger and make sure that it does, in fact, include the September. It does. So that's the balance through September.
And her monthly rent is what, about $700-800?
Yeah, $770.
Okay.
Plus water sewer, which is metered based on usage.
Okay. And ma'am, you sure you're gonna have that on the 5th?
Yes.
All right. Here's what I will do, and I realize I'm doing this over the objection of plaintiff. I'm gonna grant her an adjournment to the 8th, 2023 at 1 p.m. Hopefully you'll get that paid and this matter can be dismissed. Just make sure you pay everything, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right.
In light of the adjournment, that's over my objections that this is the 4th hearing. If we do come back the 8th and it's not paid, I would request entry of a judgment, but with the writ date being 10 days from today rather than 10 days from the 8th, in light of the promise that the defendant is making today to have it paid by the 5th.
And I think that would be fair. Okay, Ms. McClellan, so that you understand, I'm giving you a break by not entering the judgment. Okay?
Okay.
You're telling me you're going to have everything paid off.
Yes.
You decided not to go to the Housing Commission.
Yes.
So the plaintiff would be requesting a judgment today, quite frankly, would be entitled to it, but I'm trying to give you a break.
Okay.
So if we come back on the 8th and it's not paid, you're going to have a shortened time period to either get yourself moved out or get it paid.
Okay.
You understood?
I understand, sir.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's my only matter today. Have a great weekend.
Yes, it is. And I apologize about my delay in being held up.
Understood, Judge. No worries. It happens.
All right.
Thank
Have
you.
a good weekend.
You too.
Court does call the case of Evergreen Apartments versus Jamaica Taylor.
James Fink for the plaintiff. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi.
Ms. Taylor?
Hey.
Hello. Okay. And also Sheldon Glenn. How much is owing on this, Mr. Fink?
Fink. $4,025.54.
Okay. Miss Taylor, how are you going to get that paid?
I am going to pay September's rent today. I'm just waiting on my check in the mail. And as far as the rest, I know I'm working on Hawk, so I'm going to talk to them and see, can I just stay current as far as going forth and then just pay as much as I can. I don't know if that's an option, but that's all I got.
Okay. Well, you can go ahead and pay your September rent in, but I'm gonna find that there's no tribal issue after a hearing on this matter. Okay?
Okay, what does that mean?
That means I don't have, even if I were to set it for trial, there's nothing really for me to decide. You're not disputing the amount owed, right?
Correct. Right.
And so I'm gonna give them a judgment for the $4,025.54. The question only then becomes, when can you get that paid and how you're gonna get it paid? So I'll extend the time a little bit for you.
Thank you.
All right. And what I'm going to suggest, it's not much, but what I'm going to suggest though is that you try to work something out with your landlord. Okay. Or you let Hawk know that you're now in a circumstance where you could really be evicted, and what can they do to help to sort of expedite the process?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll grant that judgment, no tribal issue, with the writ date of I'll make it September 18th.
Okay.
So I'm going to extend it out a week.
All right.
Okay, but talk to your landlord.
All right.
And see if you can work something out in terms of payments. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And that's by default as to Mr. Glenn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Evergreen versus Nichiwani. That matter's dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of Gulfside Lake versus Felicia Jernigan.
James, say for the plaintiff.
Ms. Jernigan?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Mr. Fink, how much is owing?
Well, it's an interesting question, Your Honor. This is her motion to set aside. Let me grab the ledger here.
I
We have a
see.
termination, so we're not asking for September rent because we have a termination case that is either pending or we're going to file after today. Or we would amend this case. So the balance, which includes September is 18/18/20. But as I said, we're not asking for September rent because we're terminating her tenancy.
Okay.
They're not asking for September's rent because Section 8 pays it.
But I need you to understand, ma'am, they're seeking to terminate your tenancy, which means there's going to be a new case filed in any event.
Yes,
terminating your tenancy.
I received the paperwork yesterday.
Okay.
And it's all it's based on this case.
No, I don't think that would be what they're doing. But when is that, ma'am? What's that court date you have on that one?
September 8th.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do on this one. Rather than rule on it, I'm going to adjourn this matter to the 15th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
September 15th, 2023, 9 a.m. And what that will do, ma'am, is that's going to bring those two cases together.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All righty.
Hamilton Crossing versus Brittany Jones.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Hi, Your Honor.
Hello, Miss Jones. Okay, and how much is owing?
29.82. Even.
All right, Miss Jones, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I reached out to Hawk today and I received an email back saying that they just waiting on funds. And I'm still on the list for assistance.
Well, what I'm gonna do is this, and you can let the folks from Hawk know this. I'm gonna find that there's no tribal issue after hearing on this matter. I'm gonna grant a judgment to the plaintiff for the total amount of $29.82. I will indicate that that needs to be paid before September 18th, 2023. Okay, so no writ before that date, okay?
Okay.
So I've extended it out about a week or so. So you got to get to them and see if that prompts them to do something else, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Court calls the case up, Peninsula Place versus Miss Jones. How you doing? Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you. Nope, still can't.
Hi,
Hello,
Your
Miss
Honor. How are
Stokes.
you?
I'm doing good.
That's good. So I would like to first let you know how disrespectful my landlord was when making these payments arrangements we discussed. After our Zoom call, I went to the leasing office to speak with my landlord and was declined by her assistant. She stated that she needed time to look over our Zoom conversation, which was no problem. I was greeted by her the next following day, and we had a sit-down conversation. She began to share her thoughts and opinions about the conversation that was held during our meeting, and how she felt that you, Your Honor, and I quote, showed favoritism due to me being a med student. She began to ask me questions about financial aid and state that you don't have any financial aid money that you could use to pay this off, which was completely out of her place. So after we came up with the dates, we chose August 31st, September 17th, and October 15th, which was fine considering that one check will be able to cover the coverage. But my pay periods are on Mondays, not on Fridays. So I went back to the leasing office a couple of days later to revise the payments and got met with the nastiest disposition. I even had to refrain from the conversation to ask her assistant that was next to her if I came at a wrong time. Her tone of voice was completely hostile, as if I disgusted her while walking into the office. Then she proceeded to ask me, "What do you need? Is this about your payments? You already in court. Don't you have court on the 25th? I don't have time. I have 15 movers coming in this week. I'll revise the payments, then email you a copy." After the conversation me and her had, I've concluded, Your Honor, whichever, whether I have to pay the $3,000 and leave or I'll take the eviction notice. But after this, Your Honor, I respectfully want this lease broken. This was my first time ever speaking to this woman. I've been met nothing with hostility. I'm certain, Your Honor, that you came across other River Drive residents that have met this woman that can concur the same experience. She also threatened me with an attorney and that she stated that she was going to ask for a judgment. Your Honor, I'm 22 years old. I've never had this experience like this. This has progressed far enough, in my opinion.
Your Honor, do I look like someone who could be used as a threat?
No, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Starks, so
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fink, how much is owing on her account?
$3,928.98. I have a note from my client from today. There were 2 attempts to work out a payment plan. Looks like they did it on the 21st, and then Ms. Starks came back and wanted new dates, but she has not signed a payment plan. Judge, we could have a judgment, and then we can enter into a COD. If we can come to terms, then COD could include setting aside the judgment. But as of right now, it's $4,000 and no arrangements for payment yet.
Okay, so apparently, at least as I'm hearing Miss Starks, there may be an issue between her and the manager. I think this is the circumstance. Miss Starks, you're gonna get financial aid, is that correct?
My financial aid covers my classes. It does not cover housing. Of course, if it did, Your Honor, I would not be in the situation that I'm currently in. So yeah, that's the current update with that. We did
Okay,
discuss.
ma'am.
Yes.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna find no tribal issue after a hearing on this, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna grant the judgment for the 39, 28, 90, or 20, yes, 39, 28, 98.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna extend the writ date on this to the 18th.
Okay.
I'm going to give that time, so I'm giving an additional week for you to try to work out payment arrangements and maybe enter into a COD or something else along those lines so that you can get this paid off, okay?
Okay, but I would also like to even when I do get this paid off, I would like to break the lease as well. I don't want to stay in under these conditions.
Okay, you'll have to talk to the landlord about that. That's not before me, ma'am, at this point, okay?
All right.
Okay, thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Miss Jones, can I hear you yet or no?
I hope so.
Oh, okay, yeah,
There we
there
go.
she is. Okay. All right, Mr. Fink, how much do we have owing here?
$864 even.
864, but now that includes our September rent. And did she make her? I know she did, but I'm going to ask anyway. She was supposed to make a payment of $352.54 on the 23rd, and on the 30th, $250. Did she do that? I know she did, so I don't know why I'm asking.
$52.24, and she must have forgotten about the $250.
Actually, I have a receipt from the office for the money order that I dropped off on Wednesday for the $250 exactly. I just spoke to the office earlier to see if they processed it, and it looks like the bookkeeper is out until after the holiday.
Got it. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to believe Miss Jones because I know she has not let me down, not once, in terms of getting this paid, because I think September is our target for getting this done. So Miss Jones?
Yes, Your Honor.
So when's the next payment you can make? Because I've got about $614 that you're going to have to pay after they credit the $250.
I'll be able to make that payment on Tuesday, the 5th.
Make the whole thing?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I've been working overtime, Your Honor.
Okay. Then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjourn this to September 8th, 2023 at 2 p.m.
All right.
Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
At that point, hopefully that will all be paid off, and everything that we figured would happen, and we will have turned a very bad thing that happened a number of months ago into a good thing.
I agree.
All right, Miss Jones. You take care. Have a wonderful holiday.
Same to you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Mr. Fink, how are you, sir?
Sir, couldn't be better. Thank you.
You got a few minutes if I put you into a breakout room to talk to me?
Your Honor, you know, there's like 2,000 people watching you on YouTube. You think I'm going to say no?
That's why I said it now. All right. What he
Yes, sir. I'd be happy to.
It's more than, my staff says it's more than 2,000, but I don't count. All right. So 14A stands adjourned.